immediately hurt my own mouth. Okay. All right. I'm going to share this in a couple spots. Let's see. Okay. No, I just need to share. I just need to share the thing. Okay. Oh, I'm like not in frame at all. Okay. I'll scoot over a little bit so you can at least tell I'm here. Of course, I'm walking further off camera to do this, but I promise I'm here. I have extension cords every goddamn where, because this is not a spot I usually have things plugged in. Okay. Let's see. I had everything together in the spot I hung out last week. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I had everything set up in a different spot. Oh, and I'm covered in shit now. Fabric bits. But yeah, I had a harebrained idea to like pick out fabric while we're hanging out. Oh, did I already swear? I don't even know what I said. That's bad. That's not great. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Carrie. What was I doing? Oh, I was sharing the link. Every time I do this, it takes me like 15 minutes to remember the very first thing I'm trying to do. Oh, I'm already sweaty. I did just move boxes everywhere. I set this up for you. It's just, there's a lot of shit behind here. This is, there's no incriminating things in view, right? No, I think we're fine. It's just a lot of wood shop things and bags of snacks. So I thought I'd set up my garment rack. It's barely filling the frame, so super professional operation so far. Okay, live streaming. I don't need to get fancier than that. Share it there. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty. Sarah, I was gonna text you because there's a coffee beer happening today, and if you were interested later this afternoon, I would also be interested in acquiring said thing. So if you're around after like 1, that'd be great. Also, I have a lot of work I have to do, not just the things I'm gonna pick out here, but I have a battle jacket to make for someone. And then I have to make a mock-up for a button-up shirt and a skirt I just have to invent. I'm excited to do it. I don't mean to sound like I'm complaining about it. I'm super pumped. There's a couple that wants me to make them some matching garments for a wedding they're going to, and I love it. They want Marvel fabric to go with their like suit and dress, and I just love that so much. So they're gonna have me make it. Okay, I shared the thing. Hi, Sally. Hi, Cheryl. I take it you didn't go to sleep. Yeah, the coffee beer is 10 out of 10. Weird. The messages are coming up way quicker on there than here. I'm going to stick with this one, with the laptop chat down here. So if it takes me a minute, that's why. Oh, okay. I've lived in this house for 11 years. I've never once noticed that there's a Boston Red Sox pennant right there. Not that, I mean, it's the home team, right? Yeah, no rest for the wicked. Yeah, battle jacket. I'm sure he wouldn't care if I showed y'all. This is for Metal Dad 313 on Instagram. I love him so much. Yeah, he's someone I used to work with. And I have all of these patches of all black metal bands to sew onto this black. Wow, there's a lot. Okay, that's gonna take longer than I thought maybe. I'm excited. Oh, I'm so excited for this. So he sent me photos of what he wanted the layout to be, where I already did a session on it. So it currently looks like this to start with, but we're gonna cover the front with this pile and then add some onto the sleeves. And then I think this will be done. I think that's as much as he wants to fill it. Because I made him a denim vest. I sewed it at his house, so it must have been pre-2020. Or at least like winter 2019 into 2020 is when that must have happened. Oh shit, I forgot these were over here. I still have, I made postcards of the lino blocks that I've done. This is the Burt print I used. I'm planning to pick out some fabric to print this on. I'm gonna make myself something with this, but if y'all think there would be interest in having bags with this printed on it as well, I'm very proud of both of these. I'm not much in the way of like a traditional, like two-dimensional artist, but I'm very proud of how these came out. Just the side-eye. I'm very proud of the Burt side-eye. Okay, there's chat things to check up on. Yeah, DBK. Yeah, it was all metal bands on his other one, but my favorite patch, it was a circle patch. It was a pentagram, an upside down pentagram, but it had like dripping pizza on it. It was just a very dumb, silly thing, and I loved it very much. So yeah, but yeah, there's a coffee beer coming out today, and that's one of my favorite flavors, as shown by the coffee I'm drinking. Not that you can see. Let's do it without spilling. I was laughing with one of my coworkers the other day. Oh no, it wasn't my coworker. It was a friend of mine that I don't work with. There was maybe a month where I wore a watch. It was a strawberry shortcake watch. I was probably in middle school. I didn't steal it from my sister, but it was left unclaimed and I acquired it. Or did you buy it from me? Was that when you worked at Gadzooks? Maybe you bought it for me. I know you were involved in my acquisition of it, but I can't remember the context. It was either from Gadzooks or like Hot Topic, but it was like a bright pink, like baby pink, wicked wide wristband and a huge face on it that has strawberry shortcake in it. Old school strawberry shortcake that looked like a little Nana, and not whatever she has turned into now, which, you know, if there are people that like current strawberry shortcake, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. Oh, I've never said that phrase before. I just listened to a lot of My Brother and Me, and that did not feel right. Anyway, I went bowling and had that watch on, and it's probably Candlepin. We've definitely gone on a bowling rant here because I think some of y'all were like, the fuck is Candlepin? I think there's 3 different types of bowling. Candlepin is a specific to the Northeast thing. And then there's 10 pin and there's another one. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, oh yeah, Gadzooks. Oh, whiskey flavored coffee at the moment sounds good. I do have Irish cream over there. My sister gave me a handle of it, so I have so much because I don't drink very often anymore. For someone that works for a brewery, and I guess I used to feel like I should drink in all my videos, but it's not like anyone has been upset, because what a weird thing to get upset at someone for is not drinking. But I know I have a beer stein in my logo, so I used to feel obligated, and then I was like, this is dumb. So yeah, I don't do that anymore. Anyway, okay. Cinnabon, right. Someone I was very good friends with for a brief period of time worked at Cinnabon, and I would just hang out until she was off work, and then we'd go like hang out outside of the mall that the Cinnabon was in, and her manager, they were just stuck really late, like during the holidays, and her manager just paid me $20 to help clean up multiple times. I was like, yeah, I'll take this, because for the time I was putting in, I was probably making more money than they were on their shift at the time, because it was Cinnabon at the mall in the mid-2000s. Anyway, strawberry shortcake watch thing. Now that I'm medicated, I'm better at getting on track. So I went bowling. The glass face fell out, and then I just never wore watches again, because I was like, I loved this to pieces. It felt expensive. I guess it was probably like $20 or $25, which is still expensive for a timepiece. I'm sure it didn't keep very good time, but I loved it so much, and it broke, and I didn't have a way to fix it because I didn't know where the glass went, and yeah, I just didn't wear watches after that. Also, I don't like things on my wrists or my hands, because I use my hands all the time. I don't even like sleeves past my elbows unless it's very cold. But all to say, we're getting there. All to say, the conversation with my friend the other night was that if someone asked for the time and I was the type that wore a watch, because I have such bad like proprioception, awareness of my body in space, I would 100% be that person that goes to check their watch and tips the coffee mug onto their own front. And made me laugh thinking about it. I was like, why have I never done that? Right, because I've never worn a watch as someone that drinks coffee. Anyway. Okay. Oh, I missed things. Okay. Oh, you want to know what the bands are? I don't know that I can read the patches, but I'm gonna try. Let's do a little, oh, the patches are, I have the bags in front of me. We could try to do a little interpretation. Alright, well that's not fun, because that's just normal, that's normal letters. Hymns of a Forlorn Peasantry. Hold on. Oh, is this going to be backwards for you? Wait. Yeah, it's going to be backwards for you. It's probably going to come across just as clear backwards, huh? It says God's last... It looks like Kring, but that's not a word. This is a pretty design. I don't know what it is. This is the game, right? I don't know if it's upside down or right side up. This is why. This is the main reason, like, placement is helpful. But I don't know. I wouldn't know how to orient them, so that's why he always sends me photos. Yeah, I can't tell you. I think this is... I can't read any of these. Funeral chant? Does this mean anything to anyone? Yeah, I don't know, y'all. This is a lot. This is a lot. Like, I'm not shaming him or making fun of him. This is wild. And I'm so excited to put them on, but it's a little bit like a game trying to figure out what they're all saying. And he's like ordered these patches from other countries because, you know, the Scandinavian countries really really like to breed metal bands. It's cold and dark and desolate, so I get it. Okay. What else did I miss? Yes, I'm very proud of the postcards. And it's nice being in a place where, like, I can be proud of the things I'm making, because that has not always been the case. Let's see. Oh, it's not backwards? Oh yeah, it's backwards on my phone. I literally have the live stream up on my laptop as well and can read it. That's how I noticed it in the first place. Christ. Thanks, Carrie. Yes, I accidentally did dry January. I did have literally a shot glass of a sour beer, which those are traditionally like extra low alcohol, like sometimes 2 or 3%. I think this one was under 4, where, for context, if you're not a beer person, like a Budweiser is at like 5. I'm going to look up the actual percent. I want to say 4.7 or 5.3. Because I use this comparison a lot, but yeah, Budweiser alcohol content. Oh, it's right at 5%. Oh, excuse me. It's 4.94 alcohol by volume. Great. So, sour beers tend to be even lower than that. Where a lot of that's not true. A lot of the craft beer I indulge in is like 7 or higher. Like, not that it's a necessity, but any non-sour beers just tend to be higher alcohol. So I'm used to, when I think, oh, I can have 2 beers over the course of a certain length of time with food and I'm good to drive home, kind of thing. Like, that's the math I do in my head. But I didn't drink for the first like 6 weeks I was on the new medication, so I just didn't know how it was going to go. And I didn't want to drink anything while I was out, so that's why I literally had like a shot glass on New Year's Eve. But I guess that was technically December anyway, so I didn't have anything in January. But I have tested it here and there. I haven't gone deep in the paint drinking because I don't enjoy that as much as I used to. Not that I tend to get hangovers, but like, your day's still kind of wrecked the next day. And the time it takes me to recover with water and things. Also, this is my rule, is if I am thinking about water or mention it, or if I'm listening to some, like a podcast or a TV show and they talk about water, I have to drink, because otherwise I'll never drink water. But I try to do 2 of these a day, because my body's bad at absorbing it. So this is your hydration check. Yeah, the metal band text feels very meme-worthy. It makes me laugh. Where it's incredible art. Like, there are graphic artists that's what they do, is make metal band logos. So my friend, his name's Kyle. I used to work with him for a really long time at a dental lab that I'm so glad I'm not at anymore. But yeah, he has like a t-shirt company now that sells like metal dad and metal mom shirts. And it's great because, like, seeing people, the thing he's been doing for a long time, because he has a kiddo, I think he's 4 or 5, and he'll take photos, he'll be making a very, angry man face in his, like, death metal t-shirt, and then his little tiny son will be, like, sitting on his shoulder or whatever, and it has sparked, like, a thing. So other dads and moms will, like, post with their kids in their metal shirts, and it's very cute. And I think the general message of it is like, I don't think metalheads are monster people by any means. Yeah, Kyle's very sweet. He's a precious soft boy. I don't need to be saying this about him, but something my old boss used to say, our old boss used to say, he's like, you wear all these dark clothes and this music, like, you must be so angry all the time, and goes, like, super chill. So it's very funny thinking about it. But yeah, I know that metalheads are not mean people. So I like this trend happening with him and all these parents posting with their kids while being like all decked out in their metal gear. Hopefully we'll get more people to be like, oh no, they're just people. They're just parents. Good morning. I feel like, how many Sarahs are here? At least 2. I thought there were 3? No. I'm thinking of a different situation. There's a completely different Sarah I was talking about. I only know like 3. But hi, good morning. I'm all over the place. Yeah, all of us are Sarahs. Deep in my heart, it's in there. Even my favorite artist is named Sarah, but she's also without an H. Which reminds me of the time the other Sarah that's in here is my best friend, and we went to go see Hal Sparks. It was my first comedy show I ever went to, but we saw Hal Sparks in somewhere in Boston. Oh, it was this place called the Comedy Connection. It's not there anymore, but it's in Faneuil Hall in Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market in Faneuil Hall. Are they the same building? Is Quincy Market inside Faneuil Hall? I should know this for the times I've been there. There used to be a place that did mac and cheese and a bread bowl, and I know that's like a lot of carbs on top of a lot of carbs, but that's not a thing I've ever kept an eye on, and it was delicious. Anyway, so we'd get mac and cheese and bread bowl, and then we went to this comedy show, and we saw Hal Sparks, and it was wonderful. I had a very big crush on him for a very long time, and we got to meet him after. And then his opener, it was a guy named Chris Bono. I haven't thought about this man in a very long time, but he was signing. Okay. The other little bit, I used to bring. This is when it started, I think. Right? I think this is when it started. I used to bring a mini deck of cards with me. I got it at like some museum, but it was like a little tiny deck, and I always kept it in my bag because like I like playing cards a lot, and I didn't have anything else for anyone to sign, so I had him sign this, and I think I had them sign cards, and then I think Sarah, you just gave him your ticket, maybe, or we found something else. What they signed is irrelevant to the story, but he asked if Sarah spelled it with an H, and she's like, I mean, technically yes, but fuck the H, and it was a whole thing, and I think about that every time I think about how the name Sarah is spelled. Anyway, sorry for telling your story. Yeah, boycott the H. Yeah, that makes sense. Late 80s, early 90s. The second Sarah I was thinking of is my partner's cousin. She spells it with an H. And she must have been mid 80s. And then there was a third one I was trying to think of, and I was talking about her earlier this morning, and I can't think of it, and I feel like a dick right now because it's a Sarah that's in my life and just out of my brain. Anyway. I've never been to Boston. I've been to Canada, I think 4 times, but it's literally been the same area every time because it's the closest where I've been to Montreal. where everyone is, this is probably not the right use of the word, but you're surrounded by the Quebecois. Quebec. I think the like New Hampshire way to pronounce that is Quebec, but I know Quebec, is that a more, well, also I know not all of Canada is French, so you may not even be from that part. Um, let's see. Quebec. Okay. Oh, Sarah, like Michael Sarah. I like this. Quebec. Yeah, Quebec. um, I mean I have genetically I have some French Canadian in there. There was a lot. The town I grew up in is very French Canadian because they had a lot of mills, um, which like textile mills, and they were like pioneers of the Industrial Revolution, and they were actually the biggest cotton textile manufacturers in the world for a while, the Amaskeg mills. Um, and I mean, now there's like a college in there and a college in there. I remembered those words, sorry. There's not a college in there. um, there's a very cool museum about the mill yard that I like very much. And they really focus on like the indigenous history in the area. I mean, Amaskeg is a indigenous word. But yeah, anyway, a lot of people from French Canada moved to Manchester is the town. So there's really good, there's a laundromat called Chez Nous, and there's a diner called Chez Vachon, and I used to mix those two up all the time. And I'm just thinking about crepes now. They make very good stuffed crepes. I am upset though because they have they have baked beans as a side for your breakfast, and I know that's a very New England. It's a very northern New England thing to have baked beans as a breakfast side. I know it's a British thing as well, but I like French Canadian maple syrup, or sorry, French Canadian baked beans because there's maple syrup in it. It's sweeter and it's like a darker brown situation. And even like Boston baked beans, it's molasses based. But further south, when it's like a barbecue side, which we also use baked beans for, but when it's a side for like a later in the day meal, it's like very mustardy a lot of the time. And I was very upset to find out that Chez Vachon has mustard-based baked beans. And it's very sad. Like, of all places, it's because of French Canada that we do that. Anyway, it's almost maple season. We're getting there. I'm excited about it. I've never gone to any of the events that happen at, like, the sugar shacks. Also, did you know the section, like the area of maple trees that have the sap lines and stuff on them, it's called, that like area is called a sugar bush. Makes me very happy. Yeah, there's when I was on a call with my friends Grant and Samowich and Crafty Grant, as their internet names are, I was talking to them about a couple things, and there's like New England specific things, seasonal things, and I mentioned a sugar shack and leaf peepers and nips in like the same conversation, which out of context sound much more nefarious, but it's a place where maple syrup is made is a sugar shack. Leaf peepers are people that come up to see the leaves, and then nips are like the little tiny airplane bottles is what they're called other places, or shooters, but the little tiny like boozes. So it always makes me laugh to think about the terms Sugar Shack, leaf peepers, and nips. Because I specifically said to someone that was not from here, did you know you can sneak nips into the airport? And they were very confused. Oh, hi, Francesca. We've been talking about Canada. So how is Canada? Because you definitely represent the entirety of the country. Although, like, I don't have enough information to get into this at all. I can't process a lot of the news, and I know that's a very privileged thing to say. Like, I can hide away from a lot of it, but, like, I can't. But not weirdly enough, I think they're very, very smart. But I don't watch much of the Simply Nailogical, like, videos, once in a while. But I do listen to the podcast where it's her and her partner Ben, because they'll talk about taxes and I don't know, they're just like, I just really like their conversations. And they were talking about the stuff going on in Ottawa, which sounds bonkers, but also that stuff happens here, so I hate it. I hate all of it. Anyway, bring your nippers to the Maple Run. I love this very much. Yeah, grab some nips on 93 on your way to leaf peep the sugar bush. It's good. I mean, maple trees are my favorite ones that turn, I think. Though there's, what are they called? Are they just called, like, a bleeding heart bush? They get, like, red, like, very intense red. Oh, I think those were the leaves that I turned into, I dipped them in resin or something, and I turned them into earrings. That's very funny. Anyway, I like a lot of the leaves, but I feel like maple leaves are the most iconic. Anyway, I was going to pick out fabric. Oh, speaking of maple leaves. I mean, this is closer to what it looks like at the end of fall, where everything's just brown, a little frost covered. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick out some fabric. Yeah, how is Canada? I mean, that's like saying, how is America? Like, I can't even vouch for, like, the specific town I live in, let alone the entire state. or even, like, the county. Also, what's the term? I learned that the equivalent of a governor, which is like the head of the state here, is called the premier in Canada, in the provinces. I want to know what that election is called to vote for the premier, because it's called the gubernatorial election for the governor, and it's the dumbest word. Who came up with that? It's goober, like Guber, but still, you can't. It's goober. Oh shit. It makes me laugh every time. Okay. Hi, Linda. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I have to limit my, like, news intake. I try, like, if there's stuff going on I need to do something about, I will get into it. And sometimes I can delve in, sometimes I'm okay and I can look stuff up, but day to day, like, I can't check the news on a daily basis. It's just too much. Oh, the furnace kicked on and I need a tissue. Hold, please. Hopefully that's a little muffled now. Yeah, as far as staying away from large city centers, I feel similarly. I haven't gone to Boston in a long time. I was planning a trip to go, was that last week? The week before? What is time? But of course, like, it really felt like the universe was telling us to fuck off and not, I was just going to go fabric shopping and thrifting and not even to, like, any particularly crowded spots. But it wasn't in the cards. But hopefully some other time soon, that would be wonderful. I just wanted to go fabric shopping. Not that I need more. I have so much. Not that you can see any of it. Okay. I'm going to start picking some out. Not that I'm going to make these bags right away, because I have those other side jobs to do that are more time pressing. But the bags I posted yesterday, which I'm going to try not to cry talking about it, but I posted a video yelling about Etsy yesterday, and I felt very validated because so many of you were like, yeah, Etsy's predatory, and they're real motherfuckers, but also the alternatives may be worth looking into. Like, maybe I should look into having my own site. That just feels like a lot more work, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not, because, like, it's a lot of work to make Etsy listings and keep up with that, and, like, you have to renew that shit every couple months, and it's a whole headache, so maybe it's not more of a headache to do that through my own site. So I'm gonna ponder on it and talk to people that know more about that than I do, because for someone that spends so much time on the internet, I am not at all tech savvy. But oh, I forgot why I started saying that. Almost all of the bags have already sold from yesterday, and so I have made more sales yesterday than I did the entirety of last year. We're not crying. Yeah, it was very nice and very encouraging, and yeah, I feel very well supported. Y'all are like a very good underwire, and I appreciate you so much. But, like, I was not expecting that kind of response yesterday, so thank you everybody that did that. And I'm not just buying the things, but, like, the comments and the feedback as far as Etsy shit. Wait, you get a free website with Square? What? How did I not realize this? Because I have I have a Square account for my sewing nerd stuff. So interesting. Okay. I'm just catching up on chat things. Okay. You're in. I always want to say Toronto, but I feel like when I hear people from there say it's Toronto. I like that half of this turns into me just trying to pronounce things. All the neighborhoods in Toronto having, like, their own personality. I feel that way about like the Boston area, and the little bits of Chicago I've been into, and I guess New York as well. Though the general vibe in Boston is very aggressive. Bostonians are not a kind people. And they can smell it on you if you are not from the area. Um, Even just being from New Hampshire, I feel like sometimes I feel like a big outsider. Not too bad. And also like I don't particularly give a shit, but I've heard some stories even from like touring bands, the shit people will say to them if they're from out of town, versus the bands that are from the area. It's wild. Um, well, this is encouraging to think about the square thing. I'm gonna look into this. I'm bookmarking. I write myself notes. Ooh no, I have post-its. I'm gonna grab post-its. Hold please. Also, my cousin Melissa sent me these. Um, and they're just uh, wildly offensive um, notes. These have other people's information on them, but these are all the stacks, and they make me very happy. So I'm gonna write myself a note about Square website. It's not a live stream if I'm not taking a bunch of notes, right? Okay. Do. Okay. Toronto's more towards the western part of Canada, and Halifax is east coast, right? Is this a helpful pose to describe Canada? Yeah, if only I knew a tech savvy dork. I will send you all the bird postcards. And also, someone that has taken business classes. Huh. If only. It's a joke because my sister has all of those. Also, I have had too much water and think I have to go to the bathroom already. I tried to plan for this, but I'm just too hydrated. Yeah, that is the thing with my Etsy shop, is that it's mostly y'all, which is fucking incredible. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna be back again. Let me see if. Okay, I'm gonna mute it for a second just so you don't. The bathroom is right above here, so you don't need to hear me peeing. Is all. Okay. Did I do it? Okay. I thought something was on fire upstairs. So that's a little stressful, and now it's fine. There's just a backdraft making the wood stove blow like little puffs of smoke, and there's nothing else I can do about it other than open a couple windows so the house isn't all smoky. It's fine. Everything's fine. Sorry for me running away. Okay. You're annoying and... Oh! Yes, you're like an underwire, so you're annoying and sometimes stab me when you break. Okay, Toronto or Toronto. And Francesca calling me a badass bitch. Thank you very much. I'm trying to like accept that about me. Also, I like that half of this is just is it a part anymore? I don't know what you call this. I mean, I guess my hair has, yeah, I've always had a very deep part, but I don't know if it's this far over on the side of my head. Also, I have lines on both sides for my mohawk. Wait, was there book drama? Wait, there's Boston book drama? What do you mean? I want to know about this. Okay. Oh, I saw someone say pull out a map, because I will do that. It's my favorite thing. It was called T-Dot? Oh, that's, people calling Toronto T-Dot is about as cringy as when people call Boston Beantown. That at least had a little charm to it, where the town I grew up in, I don't care about it as much now, but I had very strong feelings about it in high school. They would call Manchester Manch Vegas, because there's like one downtown strip, that particular area. There was literally a club Manch Vegas, which I went into exactly one time because my cousin was buying drinks because she wanted to hit on the bartender, and there was a bull you could ride, a mechanical bull. It was a time. Did not return to that place. Oh, penal system is also very good. I never think of that, but when I hear it, it makes me chuckle. Okay, I see why I should pull up a map. Map of Canada. Wait, okay. There's 10 provinces? I'm not gonna embarrass myself with that. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that at all. Huh. Okay, anyway. God, I want to go to Nova Scotia so bad. But yeah, Montreal's the only place I've actually visited. Oh, Ottawa and Toronto are not as far over as I thought. What's the town I'm thinking of then? There's one... Oh, Vancouver? Vancouver's in British Columbia, right? That sounds right. And I think that's very, like, towards the PNW, Pacific Northwest. I didn't know that was what those letters meant until very recently. Oh, I do like trains. I do like taking trains. I don't do it very often. But even like the subway systems, I've taken like above ground trains, like the, what's it called? Oh, I guess I've never taken the Acela one, because it doesn't actually get you there much faster. But like, taking the train from Boston to New York / parts of Connecticut to New York. Never further than that. It's never been more than like a 4-hour or 3-hour train ride. But driving to New York takes like 4.5 hours. So it's never really worth the train fare. I also get really intense motion sickness on most modes of transportation. Planes aren't too bad unless there's any turbulence. Like takeoff and landing, I get really nauseous during, but the actual like coasting part, I'm usually okay. But yeah, car rides are the worst, unless I'm driving, which is why I drive everywhere. Everywhere, all the time. Which is also part of why I don't drink as much. But also, my partner doesn't drink, so if we're out somewhere together, it's not like there's even that trade-off, like, you drink this time and I'll drink next time type of thing. But I also don't want to be the person that drinks every time we go out together, because I had a friend that did that, and it wasn't fun. I didn't like it, so I don't want to do that to someone else. The other dog I'm taking care of is barking because they're selling the house across the street. And everyone wants to buy every house available right now. And they've had an open house for 3 days now. And there's just been constant cars, like, in front of our house. It's fine, except they're parking like total assholes. Because yes, it's a quiet street, but like, other people have to get around where your car is. I couldn't even get to my mailbox without like squeaking around someone's mirror, because they were that close to our house, where like the back of their vehicle was sticking out a little bit, like across the entry to our driveway. And again, I'm happy they have a lot of traffic going to their house. I'm not at all mad about that. But like, the individual people parking are motherfuckers. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm way behind on chat things. Okay. What's a bubble top train? Oh, okay. Never mind. I can picture it. Technicolor spaghetti on the maps. That's a great way to describe the New York train system. Once you have it figured out, it's not too bad, but like, you have to have an awareness, like where Brooklyn and Queens are in relation to Manhattan and like the Bronx and stuff. It's, yeah. You basically got to figure out like uptown versus downtown means a lot of things. Like uptown, way up, like you will eventually be in the Bronx, and downtown you go across, cause like here's Manhattan. Is this backwards? I'm waiting to see. Okay, yeah. If this is Manhattan, like the Bronx and Queens down here, Queens above the, Queens and Brooklyn, and like Coney Island's the very bottom of that, but like you have to cross over the water to get there, and then you go all the way up Manhattan, and then you have to cross the water again to get over there. Right? I think that's right. Boston is, you're either going towards or away from the center, so there's inbound and outbound, but you have to know where your stop is in relation to like downtown crossing and stuff. So like, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get the hang of it, but you'll get there eventually. I do like the Chicago system. I feel like that's pretty easy, because the different color lines, I I don't know. That seems just a lot easier to navigate. That's the only traveling I did this year. Or sorry, last year. Right? That was 2021? Fuck. I did go to a wedding in Chicago in August, and I was surprised how, I mean, I had multiple panic attacks going to the airport, in the airport, on the plane. Thankfully, I flew out with my partner, so he was very helpful in calming me down, but I was like sick. And it was not fun. But then on the way back, it was much less stressful. I also hadn't flown in like years. So I'm sure just that normal travel anxiety was there, but also, you know, there's some things going on that would make it more stressful. But they were, at least at the time, really, really diligent about like mask mandates and stuff. If we were on any public transit, had to wear a mask, any indoor, anything. Really the only indoor stuff we did, it was a private group. So the wedding, I think there were 8 of us total. And it was at someone's house, so there wasn't a venue. The only bonus person was like a photographer, because it was the groom's brother that officiated. And the bride's mom is a notary, so it was all like very minimal contact there. And then we did go to a restaurant, but we had a separate private room, just us. So that was the craziest thing I did last year. But it was good. Oh, you live in Colorado. I did visit Denver. Oh, there is kind of a train there, right? Like sort of above ground thing, but it kind of just goes across the 16th Street Mall, right? I did like my time in Denver. I would like to go back very much. Though, because my body's the most sensitive, I have a very weak constitution, that, like, the altitude fucked me up. So I need to give myself time to acclimate. Oh my god, the view of the Rockies, was that when we were coming from the airport? Yeah, I think coming from the airport. Also, that weird horse statue y'all have. Oh, what's his name? It started with a B. It's not Brutus, but like, it's something. It has a name, but it's a scary horse statue, with like big red eyes, right? That's its whole thing. My favorite statues in Boston are the little ducks in the Commons, which I didn't know was based on a story. I was never read this story growing up. Jenny, did you know this? But there's like a mama duck and a little trail of little brass baby ducks. And sometimes in the winter, people will like knit hats for them. And it's very cute. But yeah, I didn't know that those were based on a book. So, yeah. Anyway, duck statues. I mean, there's a horrific statue of Johnny Appleseed here that I do not like at all. Are there any good statues in Manchester? There's a weird, avant-garde art installation out in front of the arena. Lucifer, that's what it is. Sorry, that was going to bother me. That's the name of the scary horse with the flame eyes in Colorado. But there's, yeah, this weird, it's almost like 2 leaves of grass, like, spinning around each other, and there's a little, not little, it's huge. There's like a big blue orb that's on a like, axle, between the 2 leaves, like, kind of almost inside. Like a very, the idea of a pea pod, but not actually a pea pod. It evokes the feeling of a pea pod. but there's like an orb in the middle, and you can spin it. But after a very brief period of time, there's like water in it, and you can hear it sloshing around, and also like everyone touches it, so I wouldn't touch it now. But it was always a thing to like run up the hill, spin the thing, and that was all. I don't know if it was there when we graduated, but yeah, we graduated in like a hockey arena. But I also graduated in a class of, it's like 525 of us. There's a lot. The kid sitting next to me, I had never seen, like I didn't know that person existed. It wasn't just we had never talked, like I had no idea he went to our school. There are too many of us. Yeah, Cooper seems to have settled down. Cooper's the dog I'm taking care of. And no, Manchester, New Hampshire. It's like 45 minutes north of Boston. That's where I grew up. That's a very French-Canadian town. Also very German, also very Irish. A tremendously white state. We're like the third whitest state in the country. It's like 8% of the population is not white people. I think Maine is the most, Vermont is second most, and then there's us. Something like that, right? And Vermont is basically upside down New Hampshire, so I think of us as sisters, not twins. I love going to cemeteries. It's the most fun. And like trying to find the oldest one is great. Oh, the light rail. That's the name of the train in Colorado I was trying to think of. Yeah, is Make Way for Ducklings the name of the book that the statues are from? Let's see. Yeah, New England. I'm in the Manchester in New England. Ooh. Everyone else can probably help answer this better than I can. The J of all trades. My friend Jake goes by Jake of all trades. So for a second I thought you were him, but his name is not Jay. It's Jake. Anyway. I don't know. New sewing stuff. In my opinion, it's whatever you're most excited about, and let any issues that arise be lessons to you. I very much try to take the failures in something as like, well, now I know better for next time, and I definitely learn better when I'm riddled with shame for the mess up I've done. I'm gonna fuck that up less the next time. Where if everything goes smoothly, it's harder to remember like all the little like tweaks you have to make. So there's something to be said for messing up on a project. It'll stick with you more. Like I remember that water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but it starts to freeze at 39.5 degrees Fahrenheit, and I know that because I almost failed a chemistry test by not knowing that. Boston book drama. You can Google something like selfish kidney donor letter plagiarism drama. Another note is going on the Post-it. What? Selfish kidney donor letter plagiarism. I can't wait to figure out what this is. I can speak the language that I've been speaking my whole life. English is hard. This is just a very funny sentence to write. Selfish kidney donor. Letter plagiar. Okay, there's just every word. It's a journey. That sentence is a journey. All right. All right. That'll be some of my procrastination this afternoon instead of doing the jobs I'm supposed to be doing. Is looking that up. Oh, I never listen to car talk. I I think I think because someone I deeply despise and had to spend a lot of time around really liked car talk, so I was like, well, if he likes it, it must be terrible. um, okay, yeah, beginner projects. I don't know. Bags have been fun, but I was never like super interested um, in doing them before. Where I got into sewing by taking the hand me downs. It's me. I'm the guy. Well, it's the guy you used to be married to. um, who, yes, was the person that would drink every single time he went out. But that's his business. Anyway, I am blasting a lot of people I shouldn't be on here. Not that any of you have any way to find out who they are. I feel bad. Talking so much shit. Those are not things I would mind saying to that person's face. So is it talking shit? If it's not behind their back, I guess currently it's behind their back. And it's not actually that intense. It just, this person ruined a thing for me. That's not saying anything about my thoughts on his morals. His priorities as a person. Oh boy. Anyway, water check. Should we look at some fabric? Fucking A. Only an hour and 15 minutes into this. Okay, I have some like special favorites I want to take out. It's just going to take me a second to find them. Although maybe this will be more fun if I point this. Ooh, there's so many knobs on this fucking tripod. Ooh, heck yeah, let's do this. Nothing that shouldn't be in frame. Excellent. Yeah, I have a lot of fabric. A lot of the bags I just made were in here. The fabric I made the bags out of was in here, is what I mean. So if anything is catching anybody's eyes, let me know as I try to dig around in here for specific things. Oh yeah, I remember getting really excited about this one. I like these. So I'll take that out. Let's see what else we got. I mean, I like everything in here. These are all from my fairy god Cheryl, because she's the nicest, and these were like handpicked by her for moi. Oh, this has, wait, are these birds? Or just flowers? Are they birds? Are they birds or flowers? Or both? Yeah, I was gonna say, your last name, I don't remember seeing that being that way before. So that's exciting. Congrats. Actually, yeah, I'll keep that one out. Yeah, there are like specific ones I'm thinking of that of course are going to be impossible to find, because that's something I'm really good at, is losing things. Not keeping track of things, I suppose, more specifically. These are the batiks. I also define simple as being the least seams possible. That's a really good, like, the fewer techniques you have to know to make a thing is helpful as well. Though a lot of techniques are easier than they seem. I would like to make a whale bag. That would be cute. Do these look like bubbles? Would these be cute together? This is my favorite part, is picking out, ooh, or is this like wavy? I think I like a darker blue with this. But yeah, like picking out the fabric to color block it with, I very much enjoy. Oh, that's what I was starting to say before. Also, I don't mind my, oh, you can't even see that. Never mind. Or can you? Oh, there's a lot of lag. I'm going to see if refreshing this helps. So I can see things more currently. That'd be great. Is this caught up? All right, that seems more caught up. Maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, I got into sewing because I wore a lot of hand-me-downs growing up, and most of them were from my big brother, so they did not fit my tiny wayfish frame. So, ooh, this is also fun. I like this. So yeah, in high school, I started altering things, and just never stopped. So I still fucking love getting thrifted stuff and turning it into something else. Yeah, I enjoy it very much. I think I'm gonna pair these together because I like the idea of this being like bubbles above it. Oh, your first sewing was home ec so you could mend for your man. Yeah, I never took a sewing class. Like, I think they still had it at our middle school when I was there, because I think other people took sewing, and I would have loved to, but it was just never part of my schedule. And here's some shit. I wanted to take wood shop in high school, but I had the most intolerable guidance counselor that adamantly refused to like fit it into my schedule. Oh, it got all blurry. See if that's better. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Yeah, she didn't think girls should do classes like that, even though I got like awards for my skills in woodworking in middle school. So like that would have been cool. Oh, I like this, but probably over another color, right? Okay, I'm gonna have to think about this. I'm trying not to immediately overwhelm myself with everything. I'm just gonna pick out a couple bags to make. Can you tell I'm trying to convince myself of this? Oh, I still have some of this? Well, that's gonna have to come into play. Yeah, I wanted desperately to take, oh yeah, and this one. Definitely gonna do more of this one. I like this a lot. Yeah, I want to take more woodworking, but it was not in the cards for me, although like I'm currently standing in a giant wood shop, so I have ways to learn these things. This is the other cute one. Yes. Okay, also this. I've already made bags with these couple fabrics. Ooh, which means there's another very cute one somewhere here. Oh man. Okay, wait. You ready to see the most wild fabric? Have I shown this on a live stream before? I don't remember. But like, look at these fucking things. This is my favorite shit. Sama had me make a bag for a friend of hers because it's just so weird. Oh, it's almost like the What We Do in the Shadows. I just sent that to someone recently. The Jermaine Clement head on a cat body. Always made me laugh. Also, sorry if the clutter on the screen is stressing anybody out. I didn't realize how much chaos had already started happening. This is what the inside of my brain looks like, though. Yeah, dull clothes do seem insanely hard to make. Like, I know you're not using a lot of material, but it feels tricky. So I didn't take actual home ec. There was a foods class, like I took a couple basic cooking classes. So that was helpful to like run an economical household type thing. That shit was helpful, but also very gendered, which was frustrating. These are the scraps from my Burt bag, which I would like to make more of. I did like the color blocking that happened. I think I need a lighter color for the main swatch, though. So maybe if I can find a yellow or something, that would be good. Let's see. We have some yellow here. Would this work? Oh yeah, I think these together. If I did some color blocking, printed on here. What color ink would be good on this, though? I think that's the thing I'm having a hard time with. Okay. Again, sorry if the fabric madness is stressing anybody out. I was gonna make a tote out of this because I think it's very cute fabric. I'm gonna tilt this way a little bit more. And yeah, I was gonna add this as like a color block swatch on the bottom, but these are the fabrics I had picked out that I was gonna print. I was gonna print on these because it's like, yes, there's a pattern to it, but it's like a very simple pattern. So having a solid, image like this on it in the middle. I don't know what color would be best though, because black seems harsh for a lot of these. And I can mix the inks together. But yeah, I don't know. I guess just doing orange, right? Maybe just doing it with the color block shade I have picked. And then, yeah, I was gonna do this with this as the color block pieces, print on here and have this, and then print on here and have this as like the border pieces. I guess I can just make matching, match it to like whatever the border color is going to be as best I can. This is going to be a hard shade to duplicate, but yeah, anyway, these are fabric thoughts. I want to print on these ones. But that was the thing holding me up. But I think I've made my decision on how I'm going to do that. So I'll put these away. And then, yeah, I'll keep all these aside. I like the green the least, but I really like the idea of having these together. And have a very, like, 90s looking bag. That'll be fun. Okay. Gonna catch up on the chat. Let's see. Yeah, I started sewing on stretch fabrics. They seem to really scare other people, and I find them very easy. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you're afraid of what you're afraid of, so. Oh, and I still have some of this from my dress I made. Is this wide enough? Okay, I'm trying to clear up some of the piles, I promise. All right, these are ones I'm gonna use. These are solid ones. These are the ladder prints. I gotta find borders for those. Put that there. Get this out of the way. And I can set this over here. There, we got more space. How wide is this? It's just barely, almost not quite. Although, if I add color blocking to the sides, that can make it wide enough. Add and tone it down a little bit. I don't know what shade to do though. Pink will be very intense, but maybe. Ooh, if I can find like that green, that would be nice. Also, if this is boring anybody, you let me know. But yeah, stretch fabrics, like sewing on t-shirts were my first projects. Oh yeah. Okay. So I did have this stuff set aside. I am supposed to do a comic book convention in September. So I think I'll make all these for that. The only thing I have mixed feelings about, right? Like I fucking love Wonder Woman. I enjoy Green Lantern. I've read a bunch of those comic books, and obviously like Batman. I do not give two shits about Superman at all. But, which is why something like this, I made masks for someone out of this. But when there's something that like my heart is not behind, like I don't love Superman. So if someone comes up to my table and is like, hell yeah, Superman, like I won't be able to nerd out with them as much as I will with a Doctor Who bag. So I'm sure someone would be excited about a Superman bag, and I have the fabric, so like might as well use it, right? But okay, I guess I have all these picked out, so I'm gonna set these aside as well. But yeah, I feel weirdly guilty when that is happening. Okay. I keep trying to finish the same thought. I started sewing on t-shirts. I find stretch fabric to be easier than anything else. If you have a really lightweight, like thin, like super thin, almost gauzy type knit, that's what freaked me out, and I had trouble with, like my machine would eat it. But I cannot recommend a walking foot enough. That was the biggest game changer for me. Yeah, and also like starting your stitching like a little ways in and then back tacking and then going forward, I find helpful. Or if your machine just keeps eating like the start of the fabric, if you like, for example, on here, if you just come in a little bit, so like this bit's behind the foot, so like here's the foot, if you have it a little bit behind it, so you can kind of grab it and like feed it along through your machine, then once you're done, you can just go back in and like flip it the other direction or whatever's easiest and like do the rest of that stitching. I do that with bias tape sometimes, like something really narrow that I can't like get a hold of to like push through with my hands as it's going through the machine, even if I can't grab it from behind. I find that helpful. Anyway, excuse me, I need more coffee. Ooh, what a surprise. There's bits of fiber in here now. I don't... Oh, fun! Oh, maybe I'll look into that. More notes, more notes. Where'd I put my Post-its? Oh, in the pile of fabric, of course. That sounds really interesting and something I've never looked into before. So I'm going to make a note about Delightful. I like the name. It's good. Ooh. Yeah. This is the thing, right? I really like making my own clothes, but until very recently, like I never had any interest in fashion things, but I do feel like I'm starting to find my style more. And I guess I kind of always have had some sense of style. Like, obviously I'm drawn towards certain clothes. And even if it is just a band t-shirt and jeans all the time, that is still a style. But yeah, I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that I like certain cuts of clothes and certain colors of clothes and like certain fits. And it's okay. I feel like I didn't I'm gonna put this back up here. But if you want me to put it back on the fabric, let me know. I'm just gonna look for a type of pink fabric, and it's gonna be me shuffling through a box that's off screen. So back up here. You keep looking at the top of my head while I look down at stuff. Ugh. I think I fought being like girly girl so much when I was younger, even to the point, and this is not any kind of jab at you, Sarah, but it was from a conversation we had. I changed how I ate off a spoon because we were at our favorite ice cream place one day, and it was just like a observation. Again, I was not upset about any of this, but I was like, oh, well, if girls eat off spoons, oh, who's this? Oh, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. I'm not gonna answer a work text. Anyway, that very much threw me off. Maybe I should go in. I think they need me an extra day. Oh, fuck. I have a doctor's appointment. I can't anyway. Never mind. What else was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh, just that, I don't know. There was some observation about, how girls will eat off spoons with like them flipped upside down, so like the back of the spoon is like up, and I actively changed how I ate off spoons because I did that and was like almost embarrassed about it. So I was like, well, that's what girls do. I'm a tomboy, so I'm gonna do it this way. And I've only recently like remembered that I actively switched that when I was in high school, and I'm like, do I actually like eating off a spoon, like bottom side down? Or is it still my brain just doing that thing? So, I'm having a spoon crisis. That's very funny. The text I got about working Monday came in a second ago, and I just got a text from the doctor's office where I have an appointment on Monday. I just got a text from them reminding me. So, glad that popped up at the same time. Yeah, anyway. Doctor's appointment on Monday. I'm going to see an ear, nose, and throat doctor about my tonsils, and I'm really scared because I think I have to get them out. Let's see. Oh man, I'm doing a bad job keeping up on this. Sorry. Ooh. Room planner sounds fun. So we're going to be overhauling this particular space soon-ish, like in the next couple of years. So coming up with what I want the layout to be. I'm going to get a shop upgrade. And maybe, I mean, I still have to like save for it to make this happen because they're expensive. But I've also never seriously considered it because there wasn't room. But I will have space for an industrial machine, and that's what I used when I was at the costume shop, and it was amazing, and I loved it so much. And I miss using that, and I think I sew enough here, like I put enough hours on this machine that it warrants an upgrade. I love my Husqvarna, and I'm not upset about it, but the difference in speed, although those only do straight stitches, but I'll have this as backup. Most of the stitching I do is just straight lines, so like that'll be fine. And I can keep that for, you know, buttonholes and doing any zigzagging. but I don't have to have that one out all the time. Anyway. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Sarah, your note about terrified of being perceived as girly and eventually realized it was internalized misogyny. That's exactly how I feel about it. It's like I'm much more comfortable. Like, I never, ever, ever wore skirts or dresses because it was the, like, I wasn't comfortable being looked at in that frame, you know? And showing off any of my body. Like, I wore boys' cargo shorts with the zip-off bottoms. So, like, I'd always wear the shorts most of the time, and then if it got cold, I'd put the bottoms on. So the tops had been washed so much and had so much sun exposure that they were completely different colors. And, like, oversized. Like, getting hand-me-downs from my brother, I was very comfortable in those clothes because they hid all of me. Hi, Brittany. But yeah, I was, like, very, very uncomfortable with all of that. We're now, like, it's funny because I have, I don't know, what are stereotypically, like, more androgynous styling choice, like basically my hair. And I don't often wear makeup, though it's fun sometimes, just my eyes are often irritated and I don't prioritize taking the time to put it on. And obviously, if I'm going to be rubbing my eyes, like, I don't want eyeliner and mascara there. But I enjoy putting makeup on. It's just not a necessity for me. It's like an accessory. Like, I thought about putting a necklace on before this, but I didn't have time. So it wasn't the priority. But you know, if I'm wearing, like, a t-shirt and jeans, I'm also, like, small-chested. So depending on what I'm wearing, it's not like my boobs are on display all the time, or noticeable all the time. Like, if I have a coat on or something, if I'm wearing kind of, like, neutral clothes, or, like, God forbid, a flannel, which, like, it's New England. It's kind of the uniform here. But I know a lot of people have connotations with flannels and short hair, and God forbid I drive a pickup truck. But I'm so much more comfortable in my, like, gender identity than I ever was. So I don't, I certainly don't get upset when someone is like, are you a lesbian? Or, like, I'm also very comfortable in my sexuality, that, like, I am surprised by how straight I am. I have done a lot of soul searching, I promise. But it very much makes me laugh, having those conversations. It's like, I've spent many, 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 many hours thinking about this. And who knows, that could change in a decade. But that, and like, if someone calls me sir, which happens, I got made fun of a lot in elementary school because I had a head injury. I got hit in the head with a golf club. So because I had so many bandages, like, around my whole head, I was given a bowl cut and then just kept that for a number of years because my mom would do my hair and it was just easy to keep up with. So because I had short hair, and there was a substitute teacher. This is always how it happened. If there was a substitute teacher, they would be like, yes, the sir, the tiny, not tiny sir, that's what I call my dog. But the sir and the young sir, that's what it is. The young sir and the purple shirt. Like, I'd try to wear girlier colors. But I never presented, like, super femme when I was a kid. Because, again, there was that discomfort. So I just wore, like, the hand-me-downs I was given and just drowning in fabric because it hid me, where I didn't want to be perceived at all. Where now, like, I don't mind that as much. And if someone does misgender me, I don't, like, get too upset about it. And often, it's so funny. If someone says, thanks, man, or, like, thank you, sir, or whatever, it's like the second they say it, they they realize. Also, just don't use those terms. And there won't be any, just use gender neutral terms like that. Like, thanks, bud. I don't know. You can just say thank you. You don't have to, like, when waiters say it, it just, I'm flabbergasted every time. It's like, you don't know? Just because the person looks a certain way, you don't know. And I have seen friends of mine get, like, very upset over those kinds of things. And it doesn't bother me. I don't prefer masculine pronouns. That it feels incorrect and feels like wrong when someone calls me that. But I don't have like gender dysphoria or anything. I did try out how I felt as far as they them pronouns, and I didn't like that for myself. Where I like she her. I like being a lady. Anyway, that was a whole rant that nobody needed. Let's see. Yeah, body issues have been a big part of why I didn't enjoy fashion. But I love that. Yeah. You enjoyed it once you realized you could, yeah, show things on your terms. Like, I've never ever been self-conscious about my legs. I've never had any thoughts about them. I didn't know, does this count as legs? I didn't know hip dips were even a thing. I had never thought about it. And then Rachel Maxey posted a video talking about how self-conscious she was about it and the reason she was self-conscious about hers. And then I was like, for a hot second, I was like, well, now there's a thing that I have that I didn't know I should have been self-conscious about. I don't care about it now. But like, I had a little bit of a crisis that morning being like, I never thought to look at what shape happened there. Or if it was good or bad. And any body type, good or bad, is like very loaded terms. Anyway, so I like skirts. They feel easy. I haven't worn them in a while. Also, I've put on a little bit of weight, so the jeans I typically wear a lot this time of year don't fit comfortably. So leggings and an elastic waisted skirt, fucking choice. And then I don't have to think about what my body shape is. I like high-waisted skirts because it comes in right here. And then, yeah, I don't know. I find them very comfortable. And it's funny, I work at a brewery and there's a guy named Joe that works there, and he spells it J-O-E because, short for Joseph. And they call me, I used to get called Girl Joe because there used to be a different boy Joe. He works at a different brewery now, so he doesn't get called that anymore. He gets called by his full name. One of my very dear friends. So now, for some reason, I have been upgraded to Lady Joe, and I didn't realize that, because I still feel like a tomboy at heart. What does that even mean, though? But I do wear a lot of skirts and dresses, I guess, because I find them comfortable and they're fun. But and I make them. Like, I enjoy making dresses and skirts the most. Where I don't want to make pants. I want to because I'm scared of it, and that feels like that's the direction I should try. But I don't currently want to battle or take on that battle right now. So yeah, I guess why they call me Lady Joe is because they're like, you're dressed up all the time. I was like, this does not feel dressed up to me. I guess this shirt used to be reserved for dress up times, but it's just a comfortable fit. Like, I don't feel dressed up. I have my slippies, my like Molly Weasley slippies. Oh, that hurt my hip. Oh, speaking of hips. Anyway, I do always have shorts on under my skirts. So even like if I'm wearing leggings or tights, it keeps them up. That's my little life hack for you if you didn't know. Like if the crotch is always drooping on your leggings or tights, just wear shorts over them or an extra pair of like briefs or something, and that'll help keep them up. And then what's the other thing I was gonna say? And then I'm very tall. Things are often too short for me, although another reason I make clothes for myself is because nothing ever fits in the store. So man, watching the feedback, I'm very arm heavy. Arm gesture heavy. But things always ended up being very short on me anyway. I think that's why I just got comfortable with my legs being out all the time. It's also like my mom also just wears not school appropriate shorts. Skirts, shirts, and shorts are too close together for all being, well, I guess them being in the same family. Actually, that does make sense. I like it. Never mind. I've turned to 180. Things being too short on me. If I wasn't wearing actual shorts, if I had a skirt or dress on, I just put bike shorts on under it for security purposes. I don't want to have to consider what angle I'm standing at, or like, I don't want to have to not crouch. I don't want to have to think about the movements I'm making. There must be a new prospective home buyer across the street. Off he goes. Hold on, focus. I just don't want to flash anyone accidentally. And I'm way too aware of it. It's all I can think about when I don't have the coverage. So I just wear stuff under it. So it's funny that they think of me as like really girly, because I don't feel like I come across that way. But also, like, it weirdly made me happy being told that, because I was never comfortable being perceived that way. But now that I am, I'm like, oh, this is nice. And I think also coming off of years of being misgendered, once my hair was really short as an adult, because it used to be very long and I hated every second of it. This is the first time I've ever enjoyed my hair. I always hated it. It was just a nuisance. But I didn't want to shave my head. I didn't want to shave all of my head. Most of it's shaved. But yeah, I never enjoyed my hair. But now, like, I like how to style it. I can cut it entirely on my own. It's due for a color refresh. I haven't done it since Christmas, and it doesn't last very long anyway, because I use hot hair shaping tools. Someone asked me how I style my hair. I was like, oh, with a flat iron, like a straightener. They're like, but it's curly. Also, someone thought my hair was naturally this texture. I wish. My sister has the best hair. It's very thick and curly, and there's a lot of it. I have very thin hair. There's not a lot of it, and it is just pin straight when it hangs down. I don't like it, except my cowlick in the back, which is like half of the back of my head just sticks up. There's always a big lump right here, so that's why I just swoosh it this way. I work with the cowlick. So yeah. Also, I didn't know what the back of my head looks like, and I styled it well today, so you're welcome. But the way I use a straightener to do it, the way I described this to someone, because they were like, I've heard people do that, but it doesn't make sense to me. You know how when you use the edge of a pair of scissors to curl a ribbon, how you like, if you just run the scissors over it and it's all floppy and stuff, it's not going to curl it. But if you like have tension on the ribbon as you like pull it up, it's going to curl. That's exactly what I do with my hair with a straightener, which is probably awful for my hair. But I beat the shit out of it with color treatment anyway. Okay, that was a whole thing. Ugh. I can't wait to get my tonsils sorted out so that I'm not doing this all the time. Oh, okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one that like surprises people by how straight they are. It's very funny because like your hair being short Like, the way people use that to be like, oh, I just thought, and they will like point at my head. I'm like, my haircut? It it doesn't work like that. um, 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 um. Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm catching up on the chat, and my sister said her ex-husband tells everyone she's not straight, but like it's an insult. Um, that's the thing. When people either assume and then correct themselves and are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for thinking that," it's like it's it's fine. It's not like you thought I was some monster person. I see zero things wrong with being a lesbian. It's not. You don't have to apologize. Um, that's like saying, "Oh, I thought you took sugar in your coffee." Like, it should be as neutral of a comment as that. Like, "Oh, I always thought you had blue eyes." Like, you don't have to apologize. Like, I'm so sorry I insinuated you had brown eyes. Uh, um, but yeah, the greeting. I assume if you're bringing this up, I assume you're okay with me saying this. But the greeting. Does he say it to me or just you? He says it all the time. Also, hopefully Cooper's not too loud. Um, but where was I going? Oh yeah, like the greeting my sister's ex-husband has to her. I think it's you. I don't think he says it to me. Is "What's up, lesbo?" Again, like it's something to be embarrassed about almost. Um, it's so fucking dumb. Um, uh, oh, the Lara Croft cut. Sorry, the Lara Croft cutout. That's very funny. Um, um, do do do. Okay, yes, long hair is the worst. Um, uh, no, hi, Chris. How old were you when you got your tonsils removed? Was this like, um, was this in adulthood or was this when you were younger? Because I do have a friend that got his tonsils out in his early to mid 30s, which is where I'm at right now. And it went fine for him too. So I'm sure it's fine. I heard like one horror story of someone that was in their 20s. So I'm nervous. Also, I have to pee again. And I'm going to make sure Cooper's not trying to eat someone. I don't know. I'll be right back. Oh, there's the. We did it. Oh, I ran up the stairs and back down them too quickly. Oh my God. Okay, so you know how the chat has me approve a message if someone uses like coarse language? It is having me review a comment my sister left using the word gay. It's not, I mean, some people use it as an insult, but for fuck's sake. Oh yeah, Cheryl, go sleep. Please go to sleep. I was gonna, like, when I went upstairs, I had the thought, like, oh, I wonder if Cheryl's still among the living. Also, I'm so mad because it's cold today, and I was excited. It's been so windy the past couple of days, I haven't been able to keep the wood stove lit because there's like a backdraft that kicks smoke back into the house, even when the flue is shut. And it's been happening for like 3 days. It was warm enough, it wasn't an issue, but it's fucking cold today, and it's just windy enough that it's still happening. I'm really mad. Okay. How's it hanging fart face is a really good response. Yeah, Cooper also gets really spooked by the wind. Oh yeah, he would, poor guy. I was trying to see if he would come down here. He only comes down if I have him on his leash because he feels like he's not allowed to come into the basement. So I have to like treat it as if we're going for a walk out my entrance into the house. To get him to come down here. So that's why he was on a leash in the video yesterday, in case that seemed weird. Anyway. Let's see. Okay, you got your tonsils out in adulthood. I mean, it is such a like, it's such a common procedure. I'm sure the technology is like very upgraded. What is that notification? Why does it say that? Oh, did someone do a super chat thing? It just says 99 cents on the top of the screen, and I don't know why. Oh, you bought a chicken costume. Of course you did. That's the most Chris thing I've ever heard, is that you bought a chicken costume. Oh, okay. That must be what that is. Sorry, it didn't come through on here. And it's a weird looking notification on my screen I haven't seen before. Yes, my sister is building a tiny army of the gays. Yeah, you've turned them. Yeah. What else? Okay. Hopefully Cheryl is properly going to bed. I was going to pick out fabric to match this. It's noon. Somehow. I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer, but I feel like I should get ready to go do the work that I have to do. Also, because I usually have a lot of stuff hanging on this garment rack, my shop is a shit show right now. So I have to like give myself time to clean that up before I start things. But yeah, I have my pile of purses that I was like getting ready to find the storage because I have these like, hold on, let me grab one. Ugh. So when I have small inventory like the bags, I have these from a costume shop I worked at, or like they were gonna go in the trash anyway. So I took a lot of these. I mean, they're not high quality packages, but it works for lightweight things. Excuse me. Uh, oh, is this 99 cents going towards your gay army coalition? Because I support it. We can start a fund for that. But I was getting a couple of these ready to store the bags I made. But because almost all of them sold yesterday, I only have, I just have these guys that I have to put in here. But this is how I store them, is I put them in plain sight because, you know, the thing with the ADHD brain is very out of sight, out of mind. So it keeps me aware of like what kind of inventory I still have. And then I keep them in bags like this on the bottom of the garment rack because it has two. Oh no, you can see my detritus. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can barely see it. There's a second rod down here. So I just hang them all down here, and then I have bigger bags up here. That's all. Yeah. But I also, there's only a couple I have to actually put in the little containers. I'm mostly really excited to use my new packaging because if you didn't watch the video yesterday, I have a bunch of teal packaging that I'm excited about because I guess I have figured out my favorite color. But the thing I'm most hyped about, oh, where did I put it? It's not going to look like anything here, but I made a lino block of my Sewing Nerd logo. That's the Sarah I was thinking of. There's a Sarah that made my channel art, like my logo, the little white circle with the beer stein and the spool of thread, and like the header art on most of my stuff. It's me with, it is technically artwork of my last dachshund, Frank, but Bert is also a black and tan mini dachshund, so I know it's not in his visage, but it looks close to him. I was watching a bunch of videos on my phone of Frank this morning, and it made me miss him very much. He looks so different. It's so funny how different a black and tan mini dachshund can look from another. Anyway, I made a stamp. So I have little jewelry boxes, which is something I've been working towards for a long time, but it felt like a big investment for some reason. Because I've been making the backing cards and just buying like little bags to put them in before, but having proper jewelry boxes, I'm so fucking excited. And it'll protect them really well. These are like very sturdy. I'm surprised how sturdy these are. But yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, anyways, poor Cooper. There are so many cars on the street, and again, usually it's just like the people that live across the street, or someone that lives further down that needs to like turn around up here, because it's on a dead end, are usually the only cars up here, so there's very little traffic coming through, so he's very stressed, and it's so windy, and I hate it. I think overnight it wasn't too windy, and then this morning it was okay, but like as the morning has got on, it's been crap. So I feel bad because he's so stressed. But yeah, speaking of Bert, I heard him jingle a second ago. He's asleep in his cat tent under my desk that way, but he seems to have settled back down. Let's see. Oh yes, I also wouldn't fight Aiden. Aiden is my teeny tiny nephew. You had a black and tan named Joe. That is very funny. I don't know that I've heard of any pets named Joe, either the boy Joe or the girl Joe. This is the other thing with all the gender stuff is like, when someone writes my name down and they write it Joe, I acknowledge that like, when you say it, it sounds the same. It's not like you pronounce the E. Joe. So I get audibly, if someone's talking about a Joe, That was a hilarious thing that happened a lot when I was growing up. Not that hilarious. But if I was going to like a girlfriend's house, and they told their parents I was coming over, they always assumed, like, the number of times I walked in the door and they were like, oh, you're a girl, thank God. As if, there's a lot of issues with that as well, but it always makes me laugh thinking about that. Anyway, I feel like I was going somewhere else with that. Oh, when I see Joe written out, I don't feel like that. I don't feel a tie to that name, and when someone writes it down, it's the same feeling I get when someone misgenders me. Is I don't feel negatively towards it. I guess I do a little bit. I'd rather they knew better, because what it says to me when it's someone I know that like spells my name with an E is like, there's someone I had known for over a decade that wrote me a little like a note for my birthday or something, and they spelled it with an E. I was like, my guy, it was a woman named Debbie. It's like, I have known you for too many years for this to be happening. I get mad about that. Hi, Synth. You had a cat named Joe? That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Oh, I love it so much. Oh my God. Geosif? Okay. I watched a lot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I feel like that's the next Joe. Because there's Giojo. There's a character named Giorno, Giovanna, and it is spelled Gio, but it still fits in the JoJo thing, because I start with Jonathan, then Joseph, then Jotaro, then Josuke? Is that right? No. Yes, that's it. Jotaro and then Josuke. And then Jolene. I think that's all of them. And then Gio. Anyway, I am very enamored with I'm going to write a note down and I'm going to talk. Okay, so also, I watched all of the Netflix available in the States, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I've watched everything available. Since we started, September 2020 is when me and my friends Joe and Jamie started it. But I, a Joe, watched it with another Joe. And just the fact that the two of us were watching that show was very funny to me. So it was like Joe and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure rewatch. Also Jamie, though. I didn't want to exclude her, and it didn't, yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, and so my sister's full name is Jenny. Is Jenny. That's all the letters, but yeah. Didn't your mortgage get denied because they were like, you can't put a nickname on here? It's like, motherfucker. I'm just still cracking up at Geosif. Thank you for this gift. Ooh, so bless her heart, she has since passed on, but my godmother, every year she would give me like a card or something for like Christmas and birthday. She also lived directly upstairs from us, so there was no escape. But she spelled it different every time. She spelled my name different every time. My full name, my full first name, my Christian name, which also that whole conversation about my full name. My older siblings named me because they are Jenny and Justin. So I got a Joe. If I had been a boy, I would have been Duncan. So like, I don't understand. But I tried asking my mom about it being like a saint's name and how my name didn't fit in it. Not that there's a Saint Jenny, but she's like, well, it's a combination of there's a meaning behind your name. It's a combination of Saint Joseph and Saint Anna. It's like, or Saint Anne. It's like, no, it's not, because my full name is Joanna. I don't even like saying it. That feels like not my name. Like the Ting Ting song. I don't like it. Like when I see Joe spelled Joe, that's also how I feel about my full name. It's just like, that's not mine though. I have thought about legally changing my name to Josephine, but I'd still just go by Joe. So it feels like a lot of paperwork for not a lot of gain. But yeah, my grandmothers were on top of that shit and never misspelled it. And we're also respectful, especially Grammy, like my dad's mom, was always super respectful of me just going by my nickname, which it's just my name now. Mortgage and tuition reimbursement, right? Oh. Yeah, Christy instead of Christine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. That people would assume that. Because I'm sure I say this to people as well. And I try to be aware of it because I hate this conversation. But when you introduce yourself to someone... Hold on, I gotta shut the door again. The furnace is loud. When I introduce myself to someone, I will say Joe, and if they mishear it, I'll be like, Joe, like J-O, and then, because there's always confusion. They're just like, huh? And then I also don't want them to think it's J-O-E. So then they'll ask like, well, what's that short for? Or like, what's your real name? It's like, the one I told you, that I would like you to refer to me as the one I have introduced myself as. Or I wouldn't have introduced myself that way. My old boss used to get really annoyed when I got annoyed at him saying my full name. He's like, well, I just think it's a really pretty name. Which feels, he's also a person that would often be like, smile, why are you? He had a very, very specific laugh that didn't sound real. It was a little haunting sometimes. Super good dude, but like, very old school ways of existing sometimes in a lot of ways. We broke him of a lot of bad habits, but yeah, I don't need to get into the other ones. Oh my god. But yeah, he always told me, because like, you know, I get paychecks from him, so he often saw my full name. But just the number of times he'd tell me how much more he liked my full name is like, that's great. It doesn't matter what you like. It's not yours. Anyway, I would imagine someone named Christy, and I'm sure it happens to my sister too, that the follow-up question is that short for Christine? Or whatever, where people will say that to me. It's like, I guess that one's not as offensive. Or if it's like, what's your real name? That's the one that bothers me. It's like, it's the one I'm currently going by and telling you. I'm giving you specific information to use. Use it. Thank you. Anyway, I keep thinking today's Sunday. Sorry, I'm mulling over the text from one of my bosses, because I work a couple part-time jobs, about me coming in Monday, but I can't. I have a doctor's appointment, which I know I could go in before, but they only open so long. I'd only be there for like 2 hours before my appointment, and I'm not gonna come back after it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having my tonsils out. I'm just nervous about the whole process. I've never gone under for anything, and I don't think it's something you can get local anesthesia for. Because like, I only had to get one wisdom tooth removed because I had other dental issues that made room for my wisdom teeth to come in. And I always just got local anesthesia, and even for that, it was just the syringe injection in the back. So I've never gone under. I think that freaks me out more than the actual procedure. So yeah, anyway, I think I'm gonna have to go hang out with Cooper upstairs. Because I feel like obviously it's annoying that he's barking the whole time. And he'd be just as stressed down here with the furnace going like it is because I can't keep the wood stove going. But I hate how stressed out he is. So he will probably be calmer if I go upstairs and bring Bert with me and we can have a little hangout. So I think I'm gonna go soon. But if there's any other, I'll give it a couple more minutes. But if there's any other questions or things you wanted to share, now's the time if you want. Otherwise, I'll have another video on Friday once I decide what I'm making. Oh, I do still, okay. I thought I still had some of the taco fabric. I finally sold my last taco bag from my last shop update. And I thought I had more fabric, so I want to make like a proper purse out of this and maybe make it a little bit bigger. So I'm excited that I have more of this. Excellent. So yeah, just gonna pick out a little bit more fabric and then go do stuff that doesn't even involve this fabric. Like you do. But yeah, I hope everybody is having a great start to your weekend or end to your weekend. I don't know what your schedule is like. Oh, the strawberry fabric. I knew this is the other one I was looking for before. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, also lunch. Lunch would be good. Hang out with a stressed out pup because his mama is not here. And get some food. Food would be good. Potentially go acquire some coffee beer. I'm gonna treat myself to coffee beer if I get through enough of my other stuff I have to get done. But yeah, thank you for Hangouts, everybody. Oh, that's exciting. Please, Cynthia, please send me pictures of the Beauty and the Beast costumes. And I can also, we can compare, I mean, not compare, but like, I have made a bunch of Beauty and the Beast costumes, and I feel like no one appreciates what goes into the theater production thing. I feel like I didn't know you knew that. I feel like I didn't know that about you, that you did theater stuff. But that's really exciting, and I wanna see what your versions look like. And I can send you some of the ones that I made, because those were some of the coolest things I've ever made. So I'm just gonna make sure I have got everything. Oh wow, that is very far behind. Okay. Okay. We good. All right, yes. Lunch and hanging out with stressed pups. And just sleepy loaf of a dog that hasn't woken up in 2 hours. But thanks for hangs. And I will see y'all on Friday. And then I'm planning to do live streams every month. So if there's like a day that seems better for people, I can try to do like another nighttime one. I like doing them in the morning because it gets me up and like functional for the day earlier than it might otherwise on a Saturday. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop repeating myself and go away. Thank you for hangs. I gotta find the button now. Hold please. Is that it? I found it. Okay. Bye.